Well, your grow weather shows the drought not getting much better. The moderate part of the drought has expanded across Nebraska, filling in the south central, southeast part of the state, which last week showed up as abnormally dry. So now in the moderate category, of course, stretching all the way down into Kansas. Still severe out in the Sandhills, southwest Nebraska, extreme in parts of southwest Nebraska and northwest Kansas, and of course we see that abnormally dry rolling right back into the Panhandle, and no drought in a big share of the Panhandle. So at least part of the state is looking better, but the severe category in Kansas ramped up quite a bit. 65.62%. Extreme in Kansas, 14.34%. Nebraska extreme has not changed. Severe, however, went up 30.87%. As far as soil temperatures are concerned, the ground has definitely warmed up in comparison to last week. Some of those warm days, for instance, the 80s that we saw this last Wednesday made a big difference, apparently. 51 to 54 degrees soil temps, 4 inches down from subsurface, in the subsurface, right across most of Nebraska. Kind of a 48 to 51 degree band in the northeast. The coldest spots, extreme northeast Nebraska, extreme northwest Nebraska, and then there's that 48 to 51 degree band wrapped around in the Panhandle. 54 to 57 degree temps, southwest Nebraska. That's inclusive of up in Kippahaw County. And then 54 to 57 in the southwest portion of Kansas. Most of Kansas doing pretty good. 54 to 54 degrees, 51 to 54, and 54 to 57 in the eastern third, roughly, of Kansas. So soil temperatures looking very good, and planting, of course, will begin here very soon. As far as the outlook for temperatures in the next week, below normal temperatures, below average, expected across most of Nebraska and Kansas. Above average in the western states, and that really follows with what we look at as far as our forecast is concerned in the Weather Center. Well, how about 30 days out? Below average across Nebraska, northern Kansas for the next month. Above average in the west and southwest, and the southern part of the country above average for the 3-month outlook. And it looks like we have pretty much equal chances across Nebraska and Kansas for 3 months, temperature-wise. 6 to 10 day precipitation above normal expected across portions of eastern Nebraska. 30 days out, it looks like equal chances. 90 days out, near average. Well, the almanac this week, we are going to go below normal. 56 will be the average this week ahead for highs, 38 for lows. Seems like all season long we've been above average as far as lows are concerned. This is the average, 35 this time of year. Highs should be right around 62. And this isn't the best proverb in the world. If the weather is not clear on Palm Sunday, it means a bad year. Uh-oh, it wasn't real sunny today, that's for sure. That is a look at your grow weather. You sent some pictures to us, and here they are.
Time now to check in on the markets, and we're here in the office of Heartland Farm Partners. And Jeff, you're kind of our go-to guy. We're looking forward in the markets. Where are things looking if you're taking a forward-looking approach?
You know, and this is a perfect time of year. Everybody's preparing for the planting season, so everybody's got their eyes looking forward. One thing we need to do is we need to look back just a little bit. We've had 2 crop reports that have came behind us. We had, the stocks report, the quarterly production numbers, and the monthly numbers, and what it's really turned out to be is that that information's kind of already factored into the market right now. everybody's looking forward now to see what's the weather like, and are we going to plant as many acres as what we thought, and that's where all the focus is.
How does that weather, that planting conditions kind of impact things?
The planting conditions right now that we got the April report out of our way, it's everything to us. The reason that it's everything is that USDA will start issuing their weekly crop progress numbers, and with those weekly crop progress numbers, what that will do is that'll give us a way to gauge how quick the crop's getting to the ground. But what it also does, in May report, we'll actually get our first look at the 2014 numbers, and based on how quickly we plant the crop, we'll determine how big of a yield number that USDA uses in that report.
This time of year, awful important just to get that crop in the ground and go from there.
That's exactly right, and that's the big thing. The other factor with the weather is what's the acres going to do. Out of the acre numbers, we think there's going to be a few more corn acres yet than what's been anticipated. Time will tell whether or not that's correct.
We are on location this week at the University of Nebraska, but the scientists here rely on farmers to help them do their research in the field. More after the break.